one of the finest traditions of all time.
The 12th man is why Texas A&M is the greatest place to play on earth.
Gillaspia.
Go baby, go baby, go baby.
Leading towards the end zone. You could not script it better.
But if you'd have told me that my career would have gone this way when I first got here, I wouldn't have believed you.
Was this stuff like cute back in the day? Like was the overalls?
Look how cute y'all were. You were absolutely adorable.
You know, growing up, I would say I was a pretty. I was a good kid. I was a good kid, and I think my parents would say the same.
I actually didn't know what to do with him, to tell you the truth. When he was 5, he wasn't ready for kindergarten. I like to say he was redshirted twice because he went to transition class.
You know, I never really got into trouble.
That summer, he took out his teacher because he didn't want to stay at school. He knocked her down. That's probably a good indication of him being a linebacker.
One time Cullen told me to get in this cardboard box, and I was like, oh yeah, what could go wrong there? Duct tapes it shut, down the stairs, rolling down carpet stairs. I mean, I ended up being okay. I was a resilient little kid, but endless stories. I mean,
it was a lot for my parents to handle.
Number 17, Cullen, Gillaspia.
I would say I was a little bit of a late bloomer in terms of my growth progression. Starting out, I was older than everyone else. I have a summer birthday, and so it was really easy for me when I was a kid because I was bigger than everyone else.
He just got it. We had him in a flag football league for a while, and we would work outside about making cuts and doing what have you. And I think he had 20-something touchdowns, which, it's flag football, but he just got it from an early age.
Get it, Cullen, go!
And then going into 8th, 9th grade, all my friends started to catch up to me because I hadn't really hit that growth spurt yet.
And came in one day and he said, but look, Mom, I've got hair under my arms. And it was the dog hair he had taped under his arm. Sorry, baby. I'm sorry, but true story.
Cullen's the type of kid that can go out and do anything he wants to. When he gets his mindset on something, that's what he's going to do. Cullen's going to go and achieve it and do it. Senior year, he kept talking to us every week. He'd come in, hey, put me back on kickoff return. Put me back on kickoff return. We're like, no, Cullen, you're not fast enough to do that. And he goes, yes, I am. I'll show it to you. So we put him back there in practice, and he breaks one and runs. So we're playing straight Jesuit. We put him back there at kickoff return, and the first time he touches it, he takes it to the house and scores. Second time he touches it, he gets tackled on the 3. And he ended up being our kickoff returner for the rest of the year.
He would do things like there would be a pile, and as they were trying to bring him down, you'd look up, and Cullen would have the ball going the opposite direction for a touchdown. He did almost every game. He just had a knack of going in, stripping the ball, and going the other way. It was amazing. Cullen's on the bottom, you see his hand, he's stripping the ball from him.
He just kept talking to us about how I'm going to score a touchdown before I leave, and that was his goal.
Last game of the year, he was playing linebacker at the time, and they ran a ball to his side. He hit the guy, he spun him around, and everyone was still looking at the running back, and you look up, and Cullen had stripped the ball and was going the other way, rambling in 15 yards for the touchdown the opposite way. And that's how his high school career ended.
We had a couple guys get recruited from my high school, but it wasn't the most hot spot. I mean, I think I had one Division I offer, and it was at a smaller school, and then I had, some schools on the East Coast, some of the Ivy Leagues, and I kind of always knew in my heart that if I was going to play, college football, if I was going to be a college athlete, I wanted it to be at a, major Division I school, and that didn't happen for me out of high school.
It was pretty difficult for him to get the recruiting attention that probably he deserved, but that school historically had gotten a little overlooked. I was just surprised more teams didn't say, I'm going to take a chance on him because he's big, he can run, and he can flat out play football.
And so in his mind, he went from hoping to get that scholarship call to just shutting it down completely, telling everyone, telling his friends, telling his mom, dad, myself, that it's over.
know what's funny is I know his family very well, and actually his cousin and I grew up together. And so I had a lot of people calling me from Katy saying, hey, there's a kid at Katy Taylor that's a really good player. And they said, hey, he's the right kind of kid. I think if you give him a chance that he'll earn his way on, he can really help you.
And then within, I'd say 7 to 8 days later, I texted him at school. I said, you're not gonna believe this. Texas A&M just called and they want to invite you as a preferred walk-on for this fall. And he was like, he thought he was being pumped. We were making fun. He's like, Dad, you're joking. I said, I'm telling you, we need to go down there this weekend so you can get your physical and what have you. So literally it turned back on like that.
I was an Aggie, so when A&M called, I was thrilled. And I really encouraged him to go. So we drove up there.
You know, my mom, she's definitely the rock of the family. So she grabbed my dad and said, let's go. So we're getting in the car, we're getting out of here. And I don't know if I told them this, but as soon as they left, man, I was crying because I'm a mama's boy. I like being close to home, and that would be the first time that I was really on my own.
First time I met Cullen, Gillaspia, saw him in the locker room, little buzz cut, little white kid, just not really doing much. We kind of made fun of them a lot in film.
That first summer was rough. I just despised it so much. I was getting up at 5 every day, and it was a grind. You know, they threw us straight into the fire. I was working out with seniors, dudes who were about to go to the NFL, and I was having to, you know, keep up with them.
The phone started ringing, and he wasn't asking for me, he was asking for his mama.
A lot of times it looks like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, whereas some of these guys on scholarship, it's completely different. There's a lot of other things to do that you're giving up to not play football, but be on a football team.
As a scholarship guy, even there's some days where you doubt it, and being a walk-on guy, I feel like it'd be a lot easier to just pull the trigger.
I'd call my mom multiple times, like, I just want to quit. I want to be out of here. You know, I want to come back home.
And she would talk him off the ledge each and every morning. She'd say, one more day, just give it one more day.
I knew he had it in his heart. I knew he could do it. Please just stick it out. Get to the first game.
She would just say, run out of that tunnel onto Kyle Field one time, really get the experience, and if you want to quit after that, be our guest. I just remember, you know, hearing the drums play, and then I saw the smoke. And then next thing I looked up, I was on the sidelines, and you're looking up, home of the 12th man, 110,000 strong. Wow, I did it. I'm here.
You know, Texas A&M is a university built on, known for, and that cherishes its traditions. And I don't think there's a greater one and a more unique tradition than the 12th man. You go all the way back to E. King Gill and that story. There's really nothing like it in college football, in a game where Texas A&M has literally run out of players.
I sent word for King to come down.
Where a fan literally comes out of the stands and is ready to go in and play for Texas A&M, and the tradition's born, and then you have Jackie Sherrill and the all 12th man kickoff team. In recent years, it had become one player. The one thing I think he always had was, I'm gonna be the 12th man.
We have guys that have worked very, very hard and have proven their value, their worth, and who they are as a football player. Guys are going to help us win a championship.
We knew that it was scholarship day, so I'm walking in with my buddy, and I kind of look at him jokingly. I'm like, time to go get my scholarship, like completely joking.
And so today, we would like to put
Tanner Short. Everyone clap.
Shane Trapuka.
All right, this is it. That was, all right, you know, let's get to meetings, get to practice. And then he kept going, and everyone's like, what's he about to say? And then the famous words.
And my man, Gilly.
Mom, I just got a scholarship. I'm like, Cullen, what are you talking about? I don't know. I just got a scholarship.
We were like, what? You gotta be kidding me. He wasn't a starter at the time. He was a scout team player, and he was grinding every day, but Coach Sumlin recognized how much he meant to the team at that time and the effort that he gave, so he was awarded a scholarship.
For guys to keep going that are walk-ons and obviously earn a spot on the team and get a scholarship, it's like a dream come true.
One of the traditions, probably the most special tradition in college football, is the 12th man. This person is going to represent the students at A&M. He's representing all the walk-ons in this football program. He's going to represent our team. So 2016, I want to award the 12th man to Cullen.
And it was really neat to see his reaction, and not only his reaction, but the team's reaction once we said who it was, and they knew it was the right decision. So then you feel great about it.
To wear the number 12, you have to earn it. And so if you're going to wear it, then you've already earned the team's trust, the coach's trust. It was a big day for him.
His text to me was, "I'm 12." And that was it. That was all he had time. But, he wanted to share it with me, I guess. And I'm 12. Really proud of him.
Why is he the greatest 12th man in history? He was a kickoff coverage ace.
Fair catch called for and dropped at the 30-yard line. Who's got the football? Texas A&M has it.
He flies down the field with reckless abandon.
Evan Berry hammered by Cullen Gillaspia.
On national TV in a top 10 game against Tennessee.
And he caused another fumble right there.
Once he started showing off his speed, and everyone was like, wow, this guy can fly.
And then to see what he did, year two, we're playing against teams that are game planning for him, double teaming the 12th man.
Blocking a punt against Alabama.
Does it as if it's scripted.
Never before has there been a 12th man, I think, that has bridged the gap and bonded team to student body to fan base like Gilly did. And because of the way he played the game, because of the long hair, and he became kind of a iconic figure.
To watch him, walk across that field and that hair flying, and that helmet up and down, and just like he's the Hulk or something, it almost makes me laugh. But the crowd loves it, and I think it's fun.
The way that he could get a stadium going from 0 to 100, by bringing the excitement and the energy, and that's something he did all the way back in high school and did it in youth football as well, with his teammates, his emotion.
When Coach Fisher came in, he needed a fullback to run his system, and there wasn't really a traditional fullback on the roster.
And when there was an opportunity for him to play a position and a side of the ball he hadn't played since junior high, he gladly said, "Sign me up, I'm willing to do it."
Before the season started, he didn't think he was going to even have a shot, and then he gets moved to fullback.
Jimbo Fisher told me, "I'm going to tell you right now, if he works hard, this is a guy that could get drafted."
It's kind of funny because we talked all season, every week. They put up a special plan for me this week, Mom.
The whole year, we beat some teams pretty good, but we'd get down the 1 yard line and we'd all hold hands. This is it, but it never came to fruition. So we said, well, it's just not going to happen. But during the bowl game, I said, I have a sneaky feeling this may happen.
Last game of the season, bowl game, NC State.
We're excited because we're coming off a huge win against LSU, and then we play well in the bowl game, and so.
And me and him were talking. He's like, "Hey, you done?" I'm like, "Yeah," because we have a large lead at this time. And he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm done too." But he goes, "I think I want to score."
I think everyone was kind of pulling for me to score a touchdown. I know the guys on the team definitely were, and so look, if I get the ball, I'm not going to stop.
It was late in the fourth quarter, about 2 minutes left.
And so we get back on offense.
And then we got a little closer on the 40, on the 35, and it's a minute 30. And then a minute 15, I'm thinking, this may actually happen. And Cullen, they gave him the ball around the right side, he was tackled.
And you're looking at the clock and you're thinking, well, there's not enough time.
That may have been it. And he ran out the game.
And we're like, there's 40 seconds in the game, buddy. Like, that's your last game ever. You better get in there.
I got slightly injured or something had happened, and I had to come off the field for a second. He goes, what are you doing off the field? I'm trying to get you a touchdown. And when he said that, I was like, all right, let's go. So we ran the fullback belly. It was the first time we ran it all season, and I break through the line, broke a couple tackles. And
Gillaspia leading towards the end zone. You could not script it better. In his final game, Cullen Gillaspia caps it all off. The 12th man punches it home.
First 12th man to score a touchdown in history. It was unbelievable. I mean, I got goosebumps right now just thinking about it.
I broke down crying. I turned around, my wife was crying. I looked over behind me, my son Carson was crying.
My mom said she didn't get to see him celebrate because my dad was crying and picked up my mom and spun her around.
And all I could think to him was, get off of me, I want to see the celebration.
All of his teammates left the bench. They went down, they dogpiled him. Flags were flying everywhere.
And I'm like, man, screw your flags. Like, we'll take the 15 yards. That was the coolest thing ever. That will go down as a memory I will never, ever forget.
Woo! If you would have told me my freshman year that in my last game I'd be scoring a touchdown on my last play ever, I would never have thought that I would be here today.
What was your official 40?
I think a 4.48. They had me at a 4.48 to a 4.50.
You gotta be flat.
I'm going with 4.48. So if anyone asks, 4.48.
That was the day that the secret was out. That Texas A&M had this very unique prospect. His skills at catching the football were off the charts good, which is something Jimbo always said about him.
I went from being maybe 20% drafted and 80% free agent to after his pro day kind of flipping the script and thinking that there may be an 80% chance he gets drafted and 20 that he doesn't.
There you go.
Gilly, a couple days from now, the NFL draft is going to kick off. There's a very real chance that you're going to hear your name called on draft day. I mean, I know you're going to go play wherever you go, but dream scenario for you.
Just get the opportunity. That's all I care about. Getting the chance to play. I mean, really, a dream scenario would be Houston.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Question: do you think we should cut out the part about the ideal situation, talking about Texans, just because I don't want a team to be like, that's his dream. Yeah,
we will. That's easy. We can cut that out.
Yeah. I've been an underdog my whole life. Everywhere I've gone, I've started from the bottom. I've worked my way up. I just need someone to give me a chance.
Live from the NFL original town,
Hello?
the great city of Rock Island,
Yes, this is Cullen.
I'm Mayor Mike Tomes, and I'm here
Yes, sir.
with former Cincinnati Bengals quarterback and August NFL.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Ken, will you please do us the honor in making the Rock Island Bears?
Hey, nothing would make me happier.
With the 210th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you. This is a dream come true. This is it. This is everything I wish for.
Every kid's dream, when you're 5 years old, you want to go play in NFL, the NBA, major leagues, whatever. For Gilly, that wasn't why he signed up here. He never thought that was possible.
All right, see you. Bye. Hey, I'm staying home. I'm a Houston Texan.
to have that go down the way it did, and with his story, how far he was 6 months earlier from ever hearing his name called to play in the NFL, it was pretty incredible, pretty remarkable, like nothing I've ever seen. Watching Cullen get the phone call from the hometown Houston Texans, where you were standing outside the stadium as a 6-year-old, it was that cool.
Jay just said, fellow walk-on, welcome to Houston. Hey, that's the greatest defensive player in the history of the NFL. And he just tweeted me. I'm back home. I'm staying in Houston. H-time, baby.
It's been a storybook tale up until this point, but you don't want the storybook ending to be in that backyard getting a call on draft day. You want the storybook ending to be a 10, 12-year NFL career. You want the storybook ending to be a part of the first Houston pro football franchise to win the Lombardi Trophy. That's the storybook ending. And there's still odds to overcome. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a 7th-round draft pick. So it's still a tough road ahead of him. But man, you look at everything he's been through to get here, and how can you bet against him? How can you doubt him?
I mean, he doesn't look like a great dog, but he is the smartest dog in the world. Because, like, if you ask him, buddy, what's on top of the house? Tell him, roof, roof. Tell him, how's sandpaper feel? Come on, rough, rough.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What's on the outside of a tree?
Bark, bark.